This presentation will cover how in Ursula Le Guin's The Ones Who Walk Away from Omelas, the city of Omelas isn't a utopia or a perfect city as the narrator claims it is. To start off, what is a utopia? Utopian ideology and cultural dynamics state utopia is a culturally constructed vision of an ideal human condition, although its contents vary cross-culturally. Utopians visions exist across cultures, and therefore utopian thinking is a widespread human proclivity. A utopia is the ideal way of living, a perfect society for everyone within. So, what does the narrator argue? First off, one of the first points the reader is introduced to in the society is the festival of summer, which is sparkled with flags and music throughout the streets. Everyone attending this festival is having a great time with the various activities throughout the city. The festival is one of the key selling points of Omelas, and is one of the first topics the narrator mentions. Another selling point for Omelas is how they are accepting of everyone and how they are open to changes. Unity is also mentioned when describing Omelas, as if something brings happiness to the city, the people are accepting of it no matter what it is. Next is the citizens. After describing the festival of summer, the narrator describes the citizens of Omelas and how life is. The narrator describes the citizens as not being regular bland utopians, and the children are described as mature, intelligent, and passionate adults whose lives were not wretched. With the festival and the seemingly perfect and intelligent citizens, Omelas seems perfect so far. Though, while on the outside the citizens seem to be having the time of their lives, there's one flaw. The narrative states, "But we do not say the words of cheer much any more. All smiles have become archaic." It seems as though there is something hidden deep down depriving the citizens of their happiness, or they are getting tired of this everyday perfect life, living the same as they always have. There are some citizens who leave Omelas and never come back, but the narrator doesn't know where they leave to. Finally, the last segment the narrator describes as the child, who is locked away in the basement and poorly taken care of. In the basement, there's only a door with no windows, a dirt floor, and no bathroom. The age of the child was never mentioned or where it came from. It can lead the reader to assume the child was either abandoned or taken from its parents at a young age. Citizens of Omelas come to visit the child, and everyone in Omelas knows the child's there, but they do nothing about it. They believe keeping the child locked away is the source of their perfect society, and if they let it free, they will lose everything. This child is like their sacrifice to whoever they believe the greater being or power is. The child is one of the flaws in society, which removes its qualifications to be a utopia. After describing the child, the narrator then asks, "Now do you believe in them? Are they not more credible?" As if locking a child away gives them any more credibility. Liberty is the first of the two most important aspects in Utopia or Perfect Society. In Harriet and Bordeaux-Lepage's Utopia, Equality, and Liberty, the impossible ideal, they state, "The possible, whether purely imaginary or intended to be tangible, necessarily assumes that there are playing rules that are consensual or imposed, more or less restrictive, more or less agreed to. There are always rules to follow or agreed upon in society, whether it is utopia or not to properly function. Locking the child away is a rule agreed upon by all the citizens. There are those who don't like this rule, leave, and never come back. If there was truly liberty and freedom within Omelas, they wouldn't have to leave, as they would be able to voice their opinion. Paragraph 15 states, they seem to know where they are going, the ones who walk away from Omelas. No one seems to know where these people leave to, as it seems they have rejected the city and never come back. People who leave seem suppressed, and if Omelas was truly a utopia, they would be able to voice their opinions and not feel suppressed and have to leave. Equality is the second part of one of the two most important aspects of a utopia. Again, Hurriot and Bordeaux-Lepage's Utopia, Equality, and Liberty, the impossible ideal, states, equality is often claimed, but the concept of equality receives very different interpretations depending on the historical period and geopolitical context. Different people have different interpretations and standards for equality. It can be equality in work, pay, rights, and freedom. In Omelas, everyone seems to be treated equally, everyone enjoying the festival of summer and living their lives. They also have religion without man temples, as these people are free to choose a religion without anyone pressuring them. Everything seems great in Omelas until the child is introduced to the story. The child is locked away, poorly fed, and never allowed to live their life. Other children of Omelas are allowed to live lives they want, generalizing the children and not counting the child as a citizen. The child isn't properly educated, was locked away at a young age, not giving it an equal opportunity like everyone else who lives in Omelas. For Omelas to be a utopia, everyone, including the child, would have to be treated equally. Overall, while Omelas may seem like a utopia perfect society on the outside, it hides flaws that drive the citizens away. Many aspects of Omelas could qualify it as a utopia, such as the festival of summer, being accepting of every religion, and the lives of the citizens. While there's a lot arguing for Omelas being a utopia, there's a lot against it as well. The way the citizens act and think may appear happy and joyous, but they don't smile, as if there's something deep down preventing them. Also, some are living their best lives. Some cannot stand to live there, as they know about the child, and it eats away at them, a point where they never return. Liberty and equality are two major factors for utopia. The people need to feel and be free. It seems as though some of them are being suppressed, as some care for the child and seem to want to do something, but they can't. So their only choice is to leave Omelas and never come back. Here are the sources used throughout this presentation.